Welcome back, Marvel Rivals University alumni. Today, class is in session with the Winter Soldier, the two tapping, Luna Snow smacking, Jeffrey the Shark grabbing, ain't nothing do it better than him, Duelist. He is an absolute menace on the battlefield, and if you can master, like we are going to go over today in class, all of his abilities and his kit, you will be rolling in all your ranked games. There are only two characters in this game that I feel are stronger than Bucky Barnes, and that is Hela and Hawkeye. Those two characters just have a crazy amount of damage for the size of the hitboxes that are on the characters. But with the mastery of his kit, you can be demolishing even them. Their backline is not going to have a hope and a prayer to stay alive. So I'm not going to hold this up any longer. We're going to hop right into his kit, but I do want to appreciate all the new faces that we have here on YouTube. We have 500 subs now, so thank you guys so very much. Please subscribe, comment, and tell me exactly what you want to see next from this channel, and we're going to continue to do Marvel Rivals guides. His left click is going to be called Rooster Stern, or Rotor Stern. It doesn't really matter the name because it is just a hand cannon. It has a projectile speed of 180 meters per second, so it is pretty quick, but it still has a learning curve to it. It can 2-tap from 20 meters. It does have a little bit of splash damage, but it's not really much to call home about. With a fire rate of 2.5 rounds per second, it has a very, very impressive TTK, and if you can just continue to hit your headshots, they are going to be crying to you all about it in the chat. Ammo count is only initially 3, but it is utilized with his kit, just like Psylocke, to continue to cycle damage. It is very, very uber important for you to understand exactly how his abilities work so that you can use them correctly to continue sustaining damage on your enemies. His right-click bionic hook is going to be one of his most important abilities that he can use, especially at higher ranks, because it is the thing that will displace the enemy and put them in a bad positioning, keeping them away from their supports and allowing your team to damage dump them and separate them fully from the game. His right click is on an 8-second cooldown, and it is also chargeable. So on an initial right click, you can grab somebody from 10 meters, but if you charge it up fully, you can grab somebody from 20 meters away, and it is honestly the best thing. If your team is having trouble displacing or getting to the back line, just pulling somebody away from their team will cause chaos, especially against a team that is not very well coordinated. You can continue to just put your team in a better situation. So if you're struggling to get any picks, please pick up Bucky Barnes, and your ranked teammates will appreciate and love you so desperately. Keep in mind during this entire breakdown that using any of his abilities will instantly reload his weapon, allowing you to continue to do sustained damage over and over and over again. And if you cycle them correctly, it'll feel like you have infinite ammo. It's pretty dang good, honestly. His E is going to be his primary way to reload his weapon, as it is only on a 6-second cooldown, but it does 55 damage, slows, damages, and knocks flying targets out of the air. It's very, very good. I know I kind of repeated myself there, but I wanted to just say this again. It knocks flying targets out of the air. So if you were having trouble with an Iron Man, please just use Bucky Barnes. You can grab him. You could knock him out of the air. It's just sustained damage, and it allows you to finish off targets that are low. This ability will go until it connects with a wall, so it can go through multiple targets. It's really good in a Groot ult because you could slow them for 35%, even on top of Groot grabbing them. Please use him correctly, because if you don't, you're going to feel like a detriment to your team, a lot like Psylocke. I think that's most Duelist. If you're not very good, it's going to be really hard for your team to not flame you. Now, his shift is one of the best abilities in the game because it's able to stun and displace targets. It does 90 damage, and it is a straightforward dash called Trooper's Fist. It is on a 12-second cooldown, but it has a really cool tech that you can do. Please stick around to see that in the breakdown of the gameplay, because if you can master this tech, you'll be able to roll and just have so much utility that can win you fights. Now, probably the most annoying ability in the game is... Again! Thank you. It's called Kraken's Impact. It is amazing at just destroying people's mental health. His ultimate is a 5-meter radius that Winter Soldier jumps up into the air, dives down, and marks targets with his culling. It does 100 damage on the mark, allowing you to just easily be able to pick them off, especially if they're not very well versed at keeping each other alive. The backline will absolutely despise you. You will be haunting their dreams, and I could still hear that ultimate going and going and going. I think you can too. Every time that you eliminate a target that has been marked with the culling, it will regen his ultimate. So you can continue to mark, continue to slam, continue to dominate. Please just understand that it is better for you to stick as a team if you are playing against a Winter Soldier to keep each other alive. Now, with all that being said about his kit, I know there's some things that you might have some questions about, and I want to be able to break them down to you in further depth and show you off some tech that has been winning me ranked games, and I know can win you some ranked game as well. I know it's pretty hard to win ranked games sometimes, as I went on an 11 loss streak the other day, and it was really kind of demoralizing. But I promise you, if you pick up some Bucky Barnes and learn how to play him, you will just be having so much fun, and your teammates will appreciate you so desperately. So let's hop right into the gameplay and break it down. We're over here in the wonderfully crafted and well thought out practice range that is in Marvel Rivals, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by using Bucky Barnes with the right tech. His left click stamina is very, very impressive, as I said. Being able to 2-tap a support that is 250 health is very good to be able to displace and cause chaos on the enemy team. Because supports are the only thing keeping the other team alive, and if you can take one of them away, it makes your fight a whole lot easier. Now, we did discuss the projectile speed, and it does have a damage fall off. So 2 shots would usually kill somebody at 20 meters, but it will not take a target out. It's going to require 3. You will still be able to 2-tap inside of 25 meters, but as soon as you step past 25 meters, is going to leave them at a sliver of health. It's 1 shot. If I connect these 2 bots together, you'll see that there's splash damage. It's not like super crazy amount, but it is enough to finish off low HP targets. But just tapping his right click, you'll be able to grab somebody at 10 meters. Now, if you full charge it, you can grab them at up to 20 meters. It's pretty real cool how much range you can get. It does have a little bit of travel time, so you do kind of have to aim where they are going to be going. But it's not super hard to connect with. Now, if you look at his E, if you throw it, it will go through multiple targets and go until it connects with a wall. Very, very good for just cycling through and finishing off low HP targets like that. Now, with his shift, there is a tech that allows you to kidnap people into your backline. It is kind of difficult. I don't think it'll be possible on controller unless you have the most insane sensitivity, which at that point, I don't know if you are going to be very good at aiming with him. But you can, and I still haven't mastered it, grab them and displace them in different directions. Like, you have to be able to flick your mouse in your direction before you connect with your dash. So you have to be close to them, and you're going to... So yeah, displace them to the left. It is a little difficult, a little finicky to get. But once you understand it, there's been a few times where you can get it in a row, but it's just constant something that you'll have to practice with. I did find it easier to be able to flick yourself before you really even connect, so you just kind of dash them. It's pretty finicky. It's something that will take a little bit of time, but the more time you spend on it, the more understanding of exactly how far you'll need to flick. But you can take them for about 10 meters, and the further and further, if you could pull them and take them further into your spawn, it's even better. With his ultimate ability, you're going to be marking targets. If you see their red health, it means they're cold. If you kill them, immediately you get your ultimate back. So if you see at the screen, there's an 8-second cooldown. As soon as you pop your ultimate again, that cooldown will go away, and you can mark a new target. You kill the new target, you get another 8-second cooldown. You can cycle this for as long as you want. You can continue to pop it. It is very, very annoying. And that PTSD of hearing again will be in the back of your enemy's minds. It's insane. Ideally, this is going to be what your rotation is semi going to look like. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, hit, 1, 2, 3, grab, 1, 2, 3, hit. And you'll just continue to cycle through. As you can see, by the time that I've got through my rotation, I could do it all over again. You could always make this up depending on how you like to play your character. Sometimes you can go 1, 2, 3, grab somebody, 1, 2, 3, punch them, 1, 2, 3, hit them again to finish them off with a running away. It's kind of how you want to play it. You can use him in every situation pretty much. You can use him to protect your backline. That is usually what I use him for, is to make sure that my supports are staying up, but still being able to apply impact on tanks that are pressuring them. and any supports that are lingering around in their backline. For the most part, positioning wise, you're going to be wanting to stay near your team to protect your backline, because especially in ranked, people will be whining and complaining if they are getting dove, which understandably it is very annoying as a support. But Bucky is the perfect option to protect them from that. If your supports don't require you to be protecting them all the time, positioning yourself at height is always good for a ranged character. Mastering that projectile speed is going to be uber important though, because once you get to a little bit further away, it just gets harder and harder to hit. So you just want to be cycling through your abilities and raining damage from above. And congratulations, you have now mastered and learned the Winter Soldier. Here's a golden star because you're my golden noodle, and I appreciate you guys so much for subscribing and sticking around and just having a good time with me. If you guys do want to see more guides, please leave a like down below, subscribe, do all those great things. I said that a little backwards, but tell me exactly who you want to see next. I know people mentioned Mantis, but there's some pretty good guides on the internet already, but if you want me to break it down, I will definitely show you, because I love me some Mantis. And before all you newly formed Winter Soldier mains go out and bully Marvel Rivals ranked lobbies, I want to tell you about the word of the day. It is going to be Hebrews 12, 1-6. Therefore, since we have so great a cloud of witnesses surrounding us, let us also lay aside every encumbrance and the sin which so easily entangles us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, placing our eyes on Jesus, the author and the perfecter of faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. For consider him who has endured such hostility by sinners against himself, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. You have not yet resisted to the point of shedding blood in your striving against sin, and you have forgotten the exhortation which is addressed to you as sons. My son, do not regard lightly the discipline of the Lord, nor faint when you are reproved by him. For those whom the Lord loves, he disciplines, and he scourges every son whom he receives. Guys, I just ask you that if you are being reproved by the Lord, just accept it and seek out his wisdom, for he is an amazing teacher, even better than me by far. I give everything to him, and I thank you guys so much for being. Peace.